meeting. This meeting is an open session of the Roselle Park Board of Ed held under the Open Public Meetings Act of the State of New Jersey. Notice of this meeting was sent to the Star Ledger, Local Source, the Home News Tribune, the Borough Clerk, school offices, and the district website. Roll call, please.
President Carlstrom.
Here.
Vice President Falcon.
Here.
Mr. Fernandez.
Here.
Mr. Harms.
Here.
Mr. Hemingway.
Here.
Ms. Infante.
Here.
Ms. Kirkland.
Here.
Ms. McLeod-Cato.
Here.
And Ms. Quintella. We have quorum.
Wonderful. Please stand for the flag salute.
United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Resolved that the Roselle Park Board of Education meeting hereby convenes to executive session for discussion of the following subjects: lease of property. It is anticipated that the executive session will take approximately 30 minutes. The board may take action during public session. The board shall return to public session following executive session. At approximately 7 p.m. The minutes of the executive session shall be released to the public when the reason for the executive session no longer exists. Motion to go into executive session, please. Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Second? All in favor?
Aye.
Oh my God, you got both.
At this time, each member of the public may speak a maximum of 3 minutes and adhere to the following: have full name written on their profile, raise their hand icon on Zoom, wait to be called by the board secretary. Once called, put video on and unmute your audio. For agenda items only.
This is the person who.
Mrs. Callis, do we have anyone out there?
I see no hands.
Just a reminder to the parents and students of Sherman to please put your computer on mute and turn off your video.
RPSD are left, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Can't hear her.
Once again, please turn your video off, parents and students of Sherman, and also mute. Mrs. Callis, do we have any members of the public wishing to speak?
We do not.
Okay, at this time, then, I would like to turn back to the Board of Ed and ask if there are any committee reports at this time.
Ms. Carlstrom, I have a committee report for the curriculum committee.
Yes, thank you. Go ahead.
The curriculum committee met this past week, and we were informed of some really exciting things going on in our schools. And one of the most important and exciting, I would say, is our Algebra for All initiative.
This is for your grandchild.
Can you guys hear me? Okay. So the Algebra for All initiative is really the purpose is to embed algebra concepts into the curriculum and really going down all the way down to kindergarten to better prepare our students for the next level of
Bad.
education. I'm sorry, can you please mute yourself? Thank you. So that initiative is really taking place, the core of it is taking place at the middle school level, where the 6th grade students have been, the honor students have been given the opportunity to advance their knowledge in mathematics, preparing them to take pre-algebra at the next level. So in turn, in a couple more years, once we've gotten through all of the levels, 6th grade students will be taking pre-algebra, 7th grade students would be taking pre-algebra or algebra, and 8th grade students would be taking algebra 1 or geometry. So we're really preparing our students for the next level in high school. So it's really exciting for our district. It's exciting for the students. And super exciting for the teachers, right? Because you're gonna have so many new things to teach, and the learning is gonna be super exciting. Another thing our curriculum committee discussed was a new library program that's coming to district, where we're going to be in collaboration with our Roselle Park.
You're muted, Marissa.
That was weird. Okay. Sorry about that. Did you hear me talk about the library program?
Just the beginning of it.
Okay,
Gotcha.
so the library program is for K-5 in collaboration with the Roselle Park Public Library. It'll be formally incorporated, and the library program will incorporate new mandates such as the Holocaust, Amistad, the LGBTQ, disabilities and climate change. These are all topics that will be included in that. Also, some of the things that are going to be changing in for the next school year are art and music and dance. All of these, as well as PE and technology, all are going to be integrated with and aligned with the new New Jersey standards. So a lot of great things coming to the district. I think that parents should be excited about what is coming to our schools, and I'm sure they've already seen some of the changes in the curriculum as well. So lots of great things happening in Roselle Park. So appreciative to the curriculum supervisor, Mr. Salvo, and Ms. Callis and Mr. Garrido for sharing that information with us, and to the teachers and the students who continue to do an amazing job out there. So thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Falcon.
Thank you.
Any other committee reports? Seeing none, I would like to introduce the principal of Sherman School at this time, Mrs. Lechner.
Good evening, Board of Education members, Mr. Garrido, Mrs. Callis, and the Sherman School community. The entire staff at Sherman School was so excited to welcome our pre-K through 3rd grade students to 4 days of in-person instruction. This could not have happened without the hard work from the people behind the scenes. I would like to begin by thanking Mr. Ray Parento and the entire custodial staff for their continuous commitment to keep Sherman School safe, clean, and sanitized. Ray and his team ensured all student desks were appropriately distanced and moved and stored extra furniture to allow for appropriate space in the classrooms. The Sherman School staff and students are very lucky to have custodians that value our school as much as we do. I would also like to thank Mr. Garrido and Mrs. Callis for your continued guidance and support. You are the key players that make things happen to help us successfully run our schools. You both have done so much to support the administration, staff, and students throughout this past year. Thank you. Finally, I need to thank the Sherman School staff. They are the perfect example of what perseverance means. Thank you for all you do for our students. I am lucky to work with the most amazing educators. You truly deserve all of the credit for all that you provide our young learners each and every day. Thank you, Sherman School staff. I am very excited to share some of the great things that have been happening at Sherman School. This year, all students at the elementary level begin their morning with morning meeting. Morning meeting allows time for the entire class to be together. Students and teachers greet one another, share news, and kick off their day in a positive, nurturing climate. Our guidance counselor, Mrs. Halperin, has collaborated with the guidance counselors at Aldine and Robert Gordon to organize several character education programs for our students. She has also implemented lunch with the counselor for students in grades 1 through 5. Our children really enjoy having lunch with Mrs. Halperin. They can often find her popping in on morning meetings, teaching class lessons on respect, and she always makes herself available for students and parents in need of emotional support. Our student council members have been meeting virtually, where they work to gather ideas to be shared for morning meeting. These students embody a council of character and work to find ways to celebrate kindness throughout our school community. Currently, they are writing a script for ways to show kindness during Zooms that they will present to each class. March is Youth Art Month. Youth Art Month is a nationwide event where art education programs are spotlighted and advocated for. In Roselle Park, our students participate in the Union County Youth Art Month exhibit. For this exhibit, teachers are asked to send in 5 pieces of 2-dimensional artwork and 1 piece of 3-dimensional artwork to represent the schools they teach at. 66 students in Union County had their artwork featured in this year's virtual exhibit. Out of those 66, 41 of them were Roselle Park students. Artwork is also judged at the county level and sent to the State Youth Art Month exhibit. Only 10 pieces of 2-dimensional art and 2 pieces of 3-dimensional art are accepted at each county at the state level, for each county at the state level. This year, 6 of the State Youth Art Month pieces were also from Roselle Park students, and one of our high school students was a State Youth Art Month design winner. Mrs. Carrie Rossinello created a virtual exhibit that featured student artwork from all of the Roselle Park schools. She presented the virtual exhibit to students and their families on March 11th. It was truly inspiring to see the talent across the grade levels. Thank you, Carrie, for everything you've done for our students to showcase their amazing work. Last year, we invited our 4th grade students to participate in the Steam Tank Challenge. The Steam Tank Challenge is sponsored by the New Jersey School Boards Association and the United States Army. This exciting design challenge invites teams to invent something new, modify an existing product, or identify a situation or real-world problem that needs resolution. Mrs. Burgos and Mrs. Dougherty worked closely with our teams last year. We were beyond excited that our students were chosen to compete in the regional round. We were all prepared to attend the competition at the Liberty Science Center on March 14th, when COVID stopped everything. Steam Tank contacted all of the teams and put everything on hold. Almost a year later, they announced that the competition was back on. We are so proud to be sending 3 groups to the 2021 Virtual Steam Tank Challenge Regional Competition. Mrs. Burgos and Mrs. Dougherty are working with our teams to prepare them for this next round. We will be notified the date of their presentation, and I will share that information with Mr. Garrido and the Board of Ed members. Our amazing PTA continuously supports the students, staff, and families of Sherman School. They have gone above and beyond to get creative to make this school year special for our students. From pumpkin picking to wreath decorating to hosting virtual class parties and our 100th day celebration with DJ James, the PTA has thought of every way they can bring some normalcy to our children. Thank you for always putting our students first. I am so proud of our Sherman School community. We have faced many challenges this year, but we faced them together, and we found solutions to keep moving forward. To my Sherman School students, a few months ago, I met with the principals at Aldine and Robert Gordon, and we came up with the idea to recognize our students that have continued to work hard or persevere throughout the pandemic. Then I brought the idea to your teachers, and they were so excited to have the opportunity to recognize the students in their classes that complete their assignments, attend the Zooms, take pride in their work, and try their best. Last week, I invited your parents to attend this very special meeting, and I wanted them to keep it a secret. They were so excited to receive the letter of the invite for tonight. I am elated that we are here tonight to honor you. You are receiving the Sherman School Perseverance Award. What is perseverance? Perseverance is the ability to keep doing something in spite of obstacles, in spite of the things that get in our way. People who persevere continue to work hard at doing something, no matter how hard it is and how long it takes to reach that goal. Some examples that I pulled from the comments that your teachers wrote about you include an inquisitive and curious student, always ready to learn, hands in all assignments and attends all meetings, always tries her best to do a good job, bright, hardworking student who is always willing to help his peers, kind, respectful, hardworking student. She loves school and takes her studies seriously, kind to classmates and always willing to help those in need, respectful and responsible. I am proud of the example that you set for your friends. Each one of you will receive a certificate and a letter that includes the specific examples of why you were chosen to receive this award. At this time, I'm going to share my screen and call out the names of the Sherman School Perseverance Award winners.
We have the changes.
Prince, तू अच्छा चल
ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਲੱਗਣਾ ਕਿਹੜਾ ਜੂਸ ਆ
Can I get a thumbs up just so I know that you can see my screen and hear me? Thank you. Okay, beginning with Mrs. Ingenito's class, Riyadh Bajraktaraj, Valerie Belfils, Amelia Duco, Oliver Duque, Chase Elliott, Mia Gallows, Adele Gomez, Nora Ireland, Caleb Johnson, Anna Lichtenwalner, Gianna Medrano, Fabio Marino, Christopher Metellus, Dilshan Multani, DeMarco Perez Quintero, Micah Spites, Amelia Wenzel, River Yoro. Mrs. Pfeiffer's class, Liam Alvarez, Avery Collins, Isabella Condor, Xavier De Jesus, Jeremiah Galicchio, Asher Gomez, Emily Gregor, Mila Mariano, Joshua Monaco, Ezekiel Moda, Diego Ochoa, Michael Pereira, Abigail Posada, Kimberly Ramirez, Alexa Romero, Noah Ruiz, Amy Silva, Crystal Silva, Patrick Thompson, Savannah Toro, Sophia Treza. Miss Swers's class, Mikey Aguirre, Jaden Diaz, Paolo Baca. Miss Hardman's first grade, Anna Chen, Dominic Conceso, Isabella Duco, Valentina Franco, Nila Galeo, Andrew Gomez, Zamina Perez Torres, Daniel Salamanca, William Scott, Joseph Spoor, Maddox Harms, Ava Trinidsick, Joseph Valente, Nicholas Motley, Ann Vasquez, Bailey Wilson, Afak Mian, Lily Zavarovsky, Ziba Alvi, Mackenzie Cunha, Benjamin Patron, Santiago Tabon. Ms. Schultz's first grade. Hunter Appello, Sophia Campanella, Joshua Carrion, Alexa Chavez, Dominic Chiari, Jacob Claudio Montalvo. Kara Cruz, Stella Demansky, Anderson Hall, Matthew Hall, Kenzie Hughes, Lana Montgomery. Emily Perez, Olivia Polo, Mia Quilliam, Kinley Rodriguez, Mia Sarant, Benjamin Sosa. Lorenzo Treza, Dayton Vellante, Rhiannon Wall, Gabriel Youssef. Mrs. Gassion's second grade. Antonio Bronco, Caden Brown, Soraya Lavach, Alina Mendoza, Allison Morales, Ariana Condor. Jackson D'Souza, Diana Echeverry, Stefan Estevez, Rose Genova, Mateo Gonzalez, Christian Larach. Nathaniel Ciano, Matthew Rosa, Sean Thomas, Kamau Campos Siku, Melanie Carvelosa, Reagan Lewis. Brian Batista, Mrs. Bonavita Cola's class. Brian Batista, Lucas Brown, Carlos Quadros, Cassandra De La Cruz, Kaya Elliott, Vaughn Alexander Hainsley, Caitlin Huxford, Julius Lopes, Christian McMillan, Logan Molnar, Luisa Pereira, Roman Reyna, Annabella Rodriguez, Micah Spatz, Abigail Swiberius, Alexander Torres, third grade students, Mrs. Cholin Carroll's class, Abigail Paskowich, Adriel Roca, Isabella Santiago, Jackson Modero, Annie Chen, Parker Ireland. Mrs. Parker's third grade class, Eli Bronco, Josephine Chatelaine, Jordan Davis Wilson, Alexa Duque, Bella Galicchio, Aban Khan, Ariana Mercedes, Javier Mirabel, Alexander Pereira, Gabriel Ringler, Anaya Sosa, Angeline Takori. Holden Tango, Olivia Turner, Jacob Wenzel, Austin Bronco. Ms. Schott's third grade class, Gabriel Capola, Harper Diorio, Abraham Duarte, Brianna Flores, Carla Franco, Logan Manzano, Austin Mulford, Larissa Perez, Matthew Valente. Mrs. Stevens' class, Lourdes Duarte, William Eggleton, Juliana Robena, Alexia Matos, Manuela Merchant, Matias Suarez, and Isaac Soria. Mrs. Burgos' fourth grade class, Emma Argue, Brandon Califano, Ava Cutrofello, Samara Frias, Noah Gallagher, Stella Mooney, Jaden Ramos, Sophia Ramos, Madison Regard, Alexander Fabian, Isabella Ergolese. Mrs. Garrettson's fourth grade, Logan Albano, Kenneth Hedgepeth, Christian Kinney, Adriana Motley, Olivia Perez, Matthew Persons, Alyssa Reyna, Penny Roche, Brandon Thomas, Diana Negron, Morgan O'Keefe, Ben Demansky, Mrs. Padavano's fourth grade, Atia Alvey, Desmond Coakley, Richard Huxford, Ariana Negron Sanchez, Ethan Vargas, Zachary Ramirez. Mrs. Cherico's fifth grade, Nathaniel Alberon, Aiden Ali, Lila Ray Brown, Elijah Herrera, Analia Ramirez, Jamie Reagan, and Desiree Ramon. Mrs. Matarante's fifth grade, Emily Aguirre, Victoria Barnott, Gerald Boniface, Alexandra Condor, Maximo Franco, Isabella Casteras. Luca LaFalce, Josiah Matos, Mackenzie Madero, Natalie Noya, Gabe Santiago, Evan Torres, and Nyla Veritus. Miss Shep's fifth grade, Ava Banks, Emmy Gregor, Charles Lichtenwalner, and Nali Atoro, Isabella Ranieri, Lucia Ranieri, Xavier Rijos, Sophia Romero, Braden Rotman, and Lily Vita. Boys and girls, this is an example of the certificate that the students in grades K to 2 will receive along with their letter. And this is the certificate for students in grades 3 to 5. Boys and girls, the entire staff at Sherman School is so proud of all of our students' accomplishments and everything that you've done over the past year. We are so honored to be here to recognize you this evening. Thank you. Let's give them a round of applause.
Thank you, Mrs. Lechner. We are very proud of these students also. And we'd also like to thank you for attending this evening. And the parents and students can return to their regular Tuesday night activity because the Board of Ed will continue with some of their meeting items now. So students and parents, good night and thank you for attending and congratulations.
Yay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank
you.
Here, how do I get off of this?
I think we'll come after.
Thank you.
Keep up the good work.
Gracias.
Thank you.
Thank you. My name is Abigail.
Thank you, everybody.
Bye.
Bye. Buenas noches, señor Pedro Garrido. ¿Cómo está? Qué gusto de verlo.
And at this time, I'd like to turn, good night. I'd like to turn the microphone over to Mr. Garrido, our superintendent.
Thank you, Ms. Gallstrom, and congratulations to all of our students that were recognized tonight. We're very proud of you. Continue to work hard and do well. I hope everyone is doing well, staying safe, and most importantly, staying positive. I would like to begin the superintendent's report segment by introducing our district coordinator for harassment, intimidation, and bullying, Mrs. Ellen Backer, who's here tonight, as she is twice a year, to report on our investigations, our training, and our programs. This is for the dates beginning September 1, 2020, and ending December 31st, 2021. So Mrs. Backer, I will pass over the microphone to you.
Thank you, Mr. Garrido. I have to just say, I thought that was awesome, Ms. Lechner. It really, brought a little joy to my heart to see the little ones and how positive they are. So well done. So as Mr. Garrido said, I'm the anti-bullying coordinator for the district, and I'm required by the New Jersey Department of Education to report twice a year on our harassment, intimidation, and bullying investigations and the trainings and programs that go along with that. Each year, each school has their own anti-bullying specialist, and they, along with their principal, are responsible for addressing any harassment, intimidation, and bullying concerns in their building and also conducting investigations. They also run a school safety team for each building, which collaborate with the school staff to implement programs and trainings that promote a positive school climate, because a positive school climate has a direct relationship to the amount of HIB, harassment, intimidation, and bullying situations that we see. So the anti-bullying specialists that work hard in our buildings are Andrea Causadoy at the high school, Kathy Pons at the middle school, Dina Miwad at Robert Gordon, Jamie Halperin at Sherman, and Carolyn Gleason at Aldine. For this reporting period, as we said, which starts September 1 to December 31st, 2020, we only had one HIB investigation. We had one situation that came to our attention. It was investigated thoroughly following the guidelines, and we determined that it did meet the criteria to be determined to be an HIB, harassment, intimidation, and bullying. So I'm also required to tell you the consequences of that investigation. And as always, we'd like to use these opportunities as a learning experience for the students, because we feel that helping them understand their behavior is going to be the best path to helping them not repeat the same patterns. So in this particular instance, there was a parent conference. They were educated on our district HIB policy, and they were also received one-on-one counseling with our director of guidance. We are also required to report on our trainings and programs. And these are the things that we do to provide our staff, our students, and our parents with education on not only what is bullying, but other situations that lend themselves to it. So some of the training that we provided for our staff this year, we always do a very comprehensive staff program in the beginning of the school year. And some of those programs included online safety training, diversity awareness, bullying, how to recognize it and how to respond to it, suicide prevention, and our full coaches all took a bullying, hazing, and inappropriate behavior training as well. Now, our student training and programs looked a little different this year as they did at the end of last year. A lot of the programs and activities were virtual, which was a challenge for our anti-bullying specialists, but they worked really hard to keep that momentum going and provide programming. So we always start the year with Week of Respect with a host of activities. We did a Peace Week, kindness challenges, digital citizenship lessons for our students, because that's super important, because a lot of the situations now involve some kind of social media component. So it's really important to educate our students about appropriate social media interactions. Our guidance counselors always do character education lessons. They're weaved into the whole year. One of our schools did a bucket filler challenge to encourage students to do acts of kindness. And they also did a New Jersey assault prevention program that focused on bullying as well. So the goal of our anti-bullying specialists, our school safety teams, our principals, and our staff is to continue to create a positive and accepting environment where all members of our school's community feel safe and supported. And when we do that, that has a direct impact on our harassment, intimidation, and bullying situations. And also, I just wanted to close by saying that at the high school, we had PSE testing today. We were so pleased to have 90% of our sophomores actually show up. We didn't know what we were going to get, but 90% showed up this morning on time, enthusiastic, and ready to get to it. And they did a great job. And it was really a great boost for our staff to have that energy and enthusiasm back in the building. And it's something that we're all looking forward to when we get back to normal. So Thank you, and I don't know if anybody has any questions for me at this time.
Mrs. Becker, I do want to thank you and your building HIP specialist for the work that you do every day, not only investigating, possible HIP situations, but also the education piece of it, educating our students to be kind. I know that goes on every day, to be inclusive, to accept diversity and so forth. And this is a big part of the plan that we have for our harassment, bullying, and intimidation. So I want to thank you for all that you do and your specialists as well. Incredible job day in, day out, and making sure that our students are safe. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Garrido.
Okay, thank you. And again, our staff does a wonderful job, and a big part of it is also creating a culture of acceptance, and that's a big piece of what the work that they do as well. I do have a brief report on our reopening effort. As everyone is aware, and I am very happy to report to you that yesterday we moved into our phase 3 of our reopening plan. So far, so good. Our pre-K through third are together, for the first time since before March 16th of 2020, in a group larger than 5, 6, 7, and seeing their friends in a Zoom class and so forth. We are being very careful, as always. The health and safety of our students and staff is our #1 priority. But I do need to echo Mrs. Legner's words when it comes to thanking Mr. Parento and the maintenance and custodial staff. They worked incredibly hard. We have a very gifted group of maintenance where many districts are paying thousands of dollars to purchase these barriers. We have them making these barriers themselves. Not only is that saving us a lot of money, but it's really custom made for the tables and the desks that we have here, and making sure that our students are safe. So my hat's off to Mr. Parento and his entire crew for the work that they've done and they continue to do, because the work is not over yet. Our next, or phase 3B, is to bring back our 4th, 5th, 6th, and 9th graders back into combining the 2 cohorts that they're now. Let's not also forget that the next date that parents can opt in to an in-person instruction is April 18th. And they need to notify their building principal by March 26th. That means that we're waiting. We are sending surveys out to find out. However, the way that the furniture and the barriers have been placed, we can average a good 16, 17 students in the class, which right now it's probably about 90% of our classes, if not more. So that's our next plan. A letter went out last week to inform parents that the week, or really 3 days, which it amounts to, after spring break, we will be completely remote. And the reason why we decided to do that, we learn from, especially with this virus and the pandemic, we learn as we go along. We saw a big spike in transmission after the winter break, especially in our municipality, in our community, and after the Thanksgiving break. And better to be safe than sorry. So we decided to go remote, take that week, and this was in consultation with our health officer as well. Rather do that for a week than then have to pause for longer periods of time after the spring break. I know that many families and even teachers have planned to travel or obviously gather with the families. So we decided that to go remote. was the best way to maintain the safety and health of our students and staff. So that's what we would be doing. Our target date, which is very tentative for a 4th, 5th, 6th, 9th grader, is mid-April. So possibly April 18th, we have as a possible date, with May 1st for the remaining grades. I think it's a good plan. It takes a lot of planning. But I feel that we are doing it right. And you know, I have to thank everyone else, the administration in each building, the central office administration, Mrs. Scalise, and the staff, because if everyone is not 100% committed, things don't work as well as they do. And obviously, I want to thank our Board of Education members for their continued support. You know, I think we've been doing it right, keeping the health and safety of our students. Our goal is to be fully back with all of our students come September for full day instruction and lunches. It's going to be a very busy summer. However, we have a plan that we would continue to, place barriers where we need to. We're working on our supervision of students. We're working on our grouping of students and so forth. But that's our goal, to be full day, fully back with all of our students come September. The vaccines are, as we know, they continue to move ahead. And, I think that's definitely a game changer for hopefully coming back to some kind of normalcy. So that is basically everything that we have. We are in phase 3, full-fledged phase 3 for pre-K to 3. I know parents of those grade levels are very happy to see the students, and I know our students are incredibly happy to be in the rooms with all of their friends, or the majority of their friends. Those parents that would like to continue remote, the governor has extended that option into June 30th. We don't know if that option is going to be extended come September or not. We will wait. Again, if anything has taught us about this pandemic, is that we can't look too far ahead, because when we do, something can come up, an obstacle. But, as I tell the administration all the time, this has really taught us to be resilient, to stay positive through a very challenging time. And I know our students are also going to be so much better once this is over. We do have plans, as you see from our agenda, to make sure that we support our students academically and socially with different after-school programs. So we'll continue to do that, and most likely continue into the summer to support our students that might have regressed or have regressed, obviously, because of the remote learning. This is a year now, everyone. So, we will continue to work to make sure that our students get the support that they need to, both social-emotionally as well as academically. And President Karlstrom, that is my report for tonight. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Garrido. We'd like to continue with the agenda this time, and we're going to look at district policies adoption and A, 6145 extracurricular activities. May I have a motion to approve this policy section? May I have a second? Roll call, please.
Can you hear me? Okay. Vice President Falcon.
Here, I'm sorry. Yes.
You are here.
I'm
Mr.
here.
Fernandez.
Yes.
Mr. Harms.
Yes.
Mr. Hemingway.
Yes.
Ms. Infante.
Yes.
Ms. Kirkland.
Yes.
Ms. McLeod-Cato.
Yes.
Ms. Quintella.
Yes.
And President Crossroom.
Yes. Now we'll look at personnel, agenda items 2 through 13. 2, staff appointments. 3, district substitutes. 4, maternity leave absence request. 5, leave of absence request. 6, leave of absence request extension. 7, revision of high school and middle school additional teacher and classes 2020-2021. 8, staff resignations. 9, staff retirement. 10, instructional support stipends. 11, curriculum writing. 12, additional high school and middle school spring sports. Middle school spring coaches 2020-2021. 13, revision of standard-based instructional support program. May I have a motion to approve the personnel section? May I have a second?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Vice President Falcon,
Yes.
Mr. Fernandez,
Yes.
Mr. Harms,
Yes.
Mr. Hemingway,
Yes.
Mix Infante,
Yes.
Ms. Kirkland,
Yes.
Ms. McLeod Cato,
Yes.
Ms. Quincella,
Yes.
and President Carlstrom.
Yes. Now on to education. Agenda items 1 and 2 and 14 through 16. Item 1, conference attendance request. 2, harassment, intimidation, bullying incidents. 14, education programs. 15, PLTW training attendance request. 16, high school and middle school spring schedule, 2020-2021. May I have a motion to approve?
Make a motion.
Second. Roll call, please.
Vice President Falcon,
Yes.
Mr. Fernandez,
Yes.
Mr. Harms,
Yes.
Mr. Hemingway,
Yes.
Mix Infante,
Yes.
Ms. Kirkland,
Yes.
Ms. McLeod Cato,
Yes.
Ms. Quincella,
Yes.
and President Carlstrom.
Yes. Agenda items under business, items 3 through 6 and 17 through 28. 3, light tower agreement. 4, use of building and grounds. 5, professional services contracts. 6, grant application FY 2021. 17, monthly certification. 18, approval of bills. 19, approval of minutes. 20, 2021-2022 tentative school district budget. 21, annual maximum travel expenditure amount, 2021-2022 school year. 22, professional services appropriations and extracurricular activities, 2021-2022 school year. 23, capital reserve withdrawal. 24, semi-cap. 25, early childhood planning budget submittal. 26, professional services contract. 27, settlement agreement. 28, STEM grant. A motion to approve the business section.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Vice President Falcon,
Yes.
Mr. Fernandez, Mr. Harms. Oh, Mr. Hemingway,
Yes.
Mix Infante,
Yes.
Ms. Kirkland,
Yes.
Ms. McLeod Cato,
Yes.
Ms. Quintella,
Yes.
and President Carlstrom.
Yes. At this time, do we have any continuing business? Any new business?
Madam President,
Yes.
I just want to, sorry, let me fix that. I just want to add today, as we go into our new phase, and just thank the superintendent and Michelle for all the hard work they've done, and also the parents. You know, over the last year, it's been a hard time for everyone, and we pulled together and got into this phase because everyone's worked hard and smart. So I just want to thank the parents out there for all their hard work, and the students that have kept up with all the changes that we've made. And thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Fernandez. At this time, we'd like to enter the public participation. Each member of the public may speak a maximum of 3 minutes and adhere to the following: have full name written on their profile, raise their hand icon on Zoom, wait to be called by the board secretary. Once called, please put video on and unmute your audio.
I have Ms. Janine Goodis. If you could please state your name and address for the record.
Good evening, Janine Goodis, 152 Berwyn Street. I hope you can hear me. I'm sorry I came to the meeting a little late today. I too was at professional development and didn't get out of the class until just a few minutes ago. But I had seen that you guys were going to speak about some budget items for the resurfacing the track and getting some lights around the track. And it was mentioned at our high school PTSA meeting that we may not be able to have graduation on the field because of the resurfacing of the track. Now, I understand that, and I have been on that field enough to know that it needs to be done. But this poor class has lost pretty much everything this year. At least last year's class got until March. These guys have nothing. And they're going back, and my daughter's been hybrid since the beginning, and they had some cheerleading and they had some sports, and it's been great. But I would hope that we would try to find a way to at least give them graduation on the field like they've normally had. We're hoping we can have prom. We're hoping. We bought a dress, so we're hoping. But we really would like to see if there's a way we can have graduation on that field. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Gudis. Thank you so much for the comments. I hear you.
Mr. Garrido, you're muted.
No, I said thank you, Marissa, to the parents for the comments, and I hear it. Yes, absolutely. We totally understand what that senior class is going through over the last. But one thing that we are planning is to do have an outdoor graduation, and make it as special as we possibly can. I've been in discussion with Mrs. Costa regarding after graduation events also as well. Make it special. So we're working on it, and I appreciate your comments. I really do.
Any other members of the public out there?
I see no hands, President Carlstrom.
Seeing no more hands, we'll close, may I have a motion to close the public portion? Second, please. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And at this time, I would like to have a motion to adjourn. A second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
The next scheduled board meeting for budget workshop will be held on Tuesday, April 27, 2021 at 7 p.m. The board meeting will not be held in the high school auditorium or gymnasium. The meeting will be held virtually. Instructions are forthcoming. I'd like to say good night and have a good month until we see you again.
Happy St. Patrick's Day. Happy Easter.
Same to you.